Alright, guys. So I did check. The patch notes are live. So we're going to actually get into this. As you guys know, if you're level 5 plus, after the update, you receive 200 Nexus crystals, which can get you one gold record. So that's always nice. So let's get into it, man. We got Athena here, or Leora. Sorry, she's a powerful fighter with the ability to assist the team. A1 is attacks one enemy, reduces their AP, and also inflicts shear. This ability also has a passive effect at the start of battles or the start of combat. Resets all of Leora's ability cooldowns. That's actually really cool. So I'm assuming that every wave that you go into, she's going to have all of her abilities reset. Kind of almost like Gaius, to be honest. Because Gaius, every time I go into the next wave, he always has his God King mode. So that'll be actually pretty nice to run. She'll make things a lot easier, especially if she does a decent amount of damage here. Ability 2, Dawn Guardian grants all allies standoff, attacks one enemy. Before casting this ability, Leora gains or extends War Goddess status. If a lane is on her team and under Night Goddess status, Leora's War Goddess duration is +1 turn. After Ascension, all surviving allies gain extra damage. That's actually pretty cool. I knew that they were going to have some type of, if they're both on the same team. I do like when they do stuff like that. So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool for them to have that. So that's nice. Ability 3 is Daylight Beam. Grants Leora invincibility and attack up. Dispels all buffs on one enemy. Inflicts crit rate down and deals damage. Then inflicts crit rate down on all enemies and deal damage. So she has a direct attack and then also an AoE right after. Before casting this ability, Leora gains or extends War Goddess status. If a lane is on her team under Night Goddess status, Leora's War Goddess duration is +1 turn. At the start of combat, if a lane is an enemy, Leora gains Dawn Glow. Okay, so if Elaine is on the other team, Leora gets a buff regardless. That's actually pretty cool. War Goddess is indispellable, but Leora's crit rate is equal to or higher than the target's. Amplifies her damage. You want to build her with 100 crit rate. Definitely build her with 100 crit rate. Grants all allies shield right before they take a critical hit. That's nice. Dawn Glow's indispellable. That's what she gets when Elaine is on the other team. Increases crit damage. Leora's attacks against Elaine won't miss. Crit rate down. Crit rate is -30%. So if Elaine is on the other team, she does more crit damage, but her crit rate goes down. So yeah, definitely build her with 100% crit rate, because at that point it'll drop down to a 70. That's what I'm reading. Yeah, let's continue. R1 Daylight Beam increases damage. The R2 morphs it. Daylight Beam crit rate down inflicted by this skill cannot be resisted upon a crit. So if you crit, the crit rate down will not be resisted. And our R6 morphed the Daylight Beam again. Daylight Beam is the A3. Leora will always be under War Goddess status. Okay, so let's get into Elaine here. She has access to stealth and multi-stage attacks. Ability 1, Night Raid. That makes me think of Akame got killed. But attacks one enemy, inflicts sleep, while in stealth and amplifies damage. This ability also has a passive effect. Elaine attacks won't interrupt sleep effects and has a chance of ignoring some defense for enemies with sleep. So if they have sleep and she attacks, it does not wake them up. That's nice. Ability 2, Oblivion Strike. Attacks one enemy multiple times and still buffs. Inflicts attack down and sleep. After Ascension, each buff on the target enemy grants extra damage. Or each debuff, sorry. So the more debuffs, the more damage she does. And she also inflicts attack down and sleep. A3, Elaine gains Night Goddess. Clears stealth on all enemies. Then attacks one enemy multiple times, inflicting sleep and buff blocker. Night Goddess transfers all allied debuffs to the target when Elaine lands a critical hit and increases miss rate for all enemies. If Leora is on Elaine's team when under War Goddess status, Night Goddess status is extended one turn. At the start of combat, if Leora is an enemy, Elaine gains Dusk Glow. Alright, Night Goddess status grants Elaine stealth for one turn. At the end of her turn, transfers one debuff from each ally to the target upon crit. So, again, 100% crit rate. Increases miss rate for all enemies. Dusk Glow, Indispellable, increases crit rate damage. Elaine's attacks against Leora cannot be resisted. It looked like it don't say nothing. Why doesn't it say anything about her? I'm assuming that she inflicts crit rate down. Then it doesn't just take your crit rate down. I don't know. It doesn't really go into that fully for Leora. But let's go into the rezos. We got the R1 is Overload, Endless Night, Final Damage Increase. R2 is Night Ray Morph. Change to Night Ray. Always has a chance of ignoring some defense when attacking. This chance increases when attacking enemies with sleep. We have our R6 here. New effect, Endless Night. Elaine will always be under Night Goddess status. So you can just keep it 100% of the time. That's cool. We have Camille here, or Haiti. She's a 5-star Wind. This is the dog-ish type character that we looked at earlier. She's a fighter who can deal significant damage by inflicting bleed. Her first ability, Claw Attack, attacks one enemy, extends their debuffs. Second ability, Devil Claws, attacks all enemies, inflicts diseased. If the target is afflicted with bleed, instantly triggers bleed effect for one turn. After Ascension, upon successfully triggering bleed, further inflicts stun on the enemy. And then her third ability is Woven Smash. Inflicts sear and bleed on all enemies first, then attacks all enemies while further inflicting bleed on enemies with sear. So if you inflict that sear, you could put more bleeds on those enemies. She kind of sound I don't know why she reminds me of the other Li Zhao. I think that's her name. Reminds me of her with the white tiger. In a way. But imagine running both of them at the same time, inflicting that sear, and then inflicting like defense down and all that stuff with the bleeds. Like that's probably crazy. But her R1 Woven Smash gets increased damage. R2 Double Slash Morph. New effect for Double Claws. Deals extra damage to enemies with bleed. Extra damage, a certain percentage of attack. We have R6 here. Is Woman Smash Morph. So this is the craftable, craftable Esper. So we'll be able to get that R6 pretty easily from just, it depends on what they want you to do to get it. But Woven's Mask, she gains an extra turn. So imagine activating this A3. She's probably crazy. Activate this A3, inflict sear and bleed, inflict bleed and whatnot. And then activate double claws to attack all enemies. And deals extra damage to targets that have bleed, as well as inflicting diseased so that they can't heal. That's really nice. So this Esper here, it looked like this is really this is a player friendly update. The only Esper it looked like we're gonna have to earn or pull through records is Leora. I swear it looked like we could get a lane from just doing one of the events on there. It looked like you can get a lane from that. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like you can. And then Camille is craftable. And then we have Uday, which is a part of the event store for the new event. So she's a 4-star Shimmer. She's a support with the ability to attack and protect. Okay, so our A1 is attacks one enemies and inflicts speed down. After ascension, increases one random ally's AP. That's actually pretty nice. I like those little one random ally AP things. Like, it's pretty cool. Ability 2, Serious Ward. Grants one ally absorb and shield. So I don't like that it's just one ally, but we didn't look at the rezos yet. But I guess they don't want to make her OP. Ability 3, attacks all enemies, dispel all buffs or debuffs from each ally and grants them attack up. So she has a full cleanse and then give everybody attack up. That's actually pretty nice. So I would really build her with a lot of resistance to make sure that she can go if somebody tried like to stun her or whatnot. The R1, the final shield strength increases. R2, this is just all the regular stuff. Then we get to the R6. It gives you more increase on the shield for the R4, but morph for Serious Ward. That's what I was thinking. Oh, but it doesn't give it to all teammates, so it resets all ability cooldowns of the target. This effect will not work on Uday herself. The cooldown of Serious Ward is not affected by any ability. So I knew it was going to be a morph for the A2, but I expected it to be able to give like all allies absorb, but then that would make, or at least do 2 random allies or something, or 2 allies with the lowest health. That'd actually be pretty decent there. Yeah, she's can only be acquired in the event shop while that's running. She will be added to the Echo after the event has been closed for a period of time. She's Esper Fusion. Oh yeah, it says right here, it can be obtained from Echo and Star Shuffle after this update. And then, yeah, Leora is just Echo. So, yeah. I wasn't tripping when I saw that. Added Chance Up Esper selection feature to the Shimmer pool. In the Shimmer pool, a designated Shimmer legendary can be selected as the Chance Up Esper will reset with version updates. After selecting, when players acquire any Shimmer legendary from the Shimmer pool, they have a 50% chance of acquiring the Chance Up Esper. The Chance Up Esper resets when the version is updated. Reset will not affect the guaranteed attempts. And after the update, Raven will be the designated Esper who can be selected as the Chance Up Esper. Isn't Raven like butt? That's why I thought Raven wasn't even that good. We got club trophies. I'm not gonna go through that. Um, all of this stuff is just basic stuff that they add whenever they add new espers. So like little diaries and whatnot. We have limited time event. This event offers a special chance to summon Leora and Elaine from Echo Spins. Spend 100 Witch Stones to get the guaranteed one. We know how it goes. So we have this Dusk and Dawn event here. It's not really much we could see about this, but we can get, once again, we can get Uday. We can get a limited time name card for Dusk and Dawn. We get gold records, legendary Billimon, and other awards there. So let's go ahead and scroll down some more. Star Shuffle. So, okay. So during the event, players can obtain Starlight keys by completing daily quests or purchasing them with Nexus crystals. They can spend Starlight keys to open chests on the map and acquire items or Lone Stars. The event contains 3 phases: Endless Night, Sparkling Galaxy, and Morning Light. Once a sufficient amount of Lone Stars are collected, the player will receive the Grand Prize to that floor or unlock the next phase. Once the 3rd phase is completed, players will receive the legendary Esper Elaine for free. Nice. That's really nice. So I would recommend pulling Leora and then trying to get the Elaine from here. Players can switch among unlocked phases. It's pretty good that we get a win legendary, especially for free. At the end of the event, unused Starlight keys will be converted into gold. Beard contest. So we get beard energy by deploying the espers indicated on the event page when clearing stages, such as event stages. When did this drop? This drops like it drops the same day. Sonic Rift, all that stuff. So I'm assuming that we just could use characters that got beards. Collect designated amount of beard energy in exchange for other amazing rewards such as Avatar Sent, Gold Records, Name Cards, Ritual Miracle Conqueror. This begins after the update. Okay, so clear the designated difficulty for a required many times each day to claim the following. Main waves for Phantom Sisters and Jinyu Yao. And repos for espers including Ira, Zhao Yin, Dozier, Stewart, Lu Yi, and Li Guang. Once the reward limit for each module is reached, the event will be closed. If the ripples acquired belong to a max resonator esper, they will be converted into Dio prisms. I like that. Okay, so I will be doing some of this stuff to get the Dio prisms, though. I'll take the Dio prism. A couple of my legendaries are going to be, well, most of them. Okay, so they added Camille, Phantom Sisters, Jinyu Yao, all to the Esper Fusion. She can be fused 7 times, max resonated. Each fusion requires players to complete a series of missions and consumes gold. Fusion for Phantom Sisters and Jinyu Yao will unlock after clearing the designated Ritual Miracle stages, and they can only be fused once. Main waves and secondary espers required for fusion can be obtained by completing the Ritual Miracle Conqueror event. Secondary espers must meet the growth requirement to be used in fusion. Okay. Highest floor for all Calamity Island pillars will be increased to 60. Added blitz function to desolate lands. During blitz, victory or defeat will no longer be affected by the turn limit. So I'm assuming that you can't fail based on the turn limit thing now. Equipment selling optimizations added a secondary attribute quantity for level 60 equipment to equipment auto selling filters. In the blitz setting, players can preset what equipment to auto sell in the settings before starting the blitz. On the battle results screen, players can sell equipment when they view equipment details. That's cool. Dayline will be added to the Divine Sequencer shop. Optimize the purchase of gold records for Echo. Using Echo items in the inventory will redirect players to the corresponding card pool. Optimize animation for equipment enhancement. Added a prompt for the ascension phase corresponding to an Esper's level when leveling that Esper. Okay, and they optimize the knockout, reduce the number of medals deducted for failed challenges, and knockout players will be able to check out more information about players listed on the leaderboard, such as defensive formations, club names, and such. So that's the end of the video here. This is gonna be a decent patch. It's a rewarding patch. It is a very rewarding patch. Really like it. This is really good for, you know, if you're just now playing, everybody that's just now playing and whatnot. This is really good for, you know, newer players. Especially like if you could do this event and you got a new account, you'll get some decent stuff. But you know, we'll definitely be doing this event. I really like it a lot. But anyway, you guys, comment, subscribe. Really, you guys enjoyed the video. We're gonna get into one more thing before I'm done with my series of videos, and then we, you know, we still got stuff going. So anyway, you guys, comment, subscribe. Really, you guys enjoyed the video, and as always,
no, wait.
He should have hit the like button.